Greetings fellow figure fans, welcome to the 5th Colonel Marbles Miniatures Review vidcast. I scan the World Wide Web for interesting new minis so you don't have to. And it's been a really bumper week this week, so I'm going to crack straight on. I'm delighted to be able to announce that this week's show is sponsored by Rattlehead Games, who are currently offering Urban War at 15% off for a limited time. Right, we kick off at 10 with an interesting offering from Black Hat Miniatures. This is a Cryotonian leader from their Mutants and Madmen range and is sculpted by Mark Kay. And this is a Cryotonian with laser rifle. Pretty simple sculpts these, but effective nonetheless. And lastly, here's a Cryotonian with blaster, and I've no word on pricing for these at the moment, I'm afraid. Reaper Miniatures take the number 9 spot. After gaining the number 1 slot last week, the new greens from Reaper this week are a little disappointing. This dwarf thief is a bit dull, although I do like his belt full of throwing axes. And this female dwarf barbarian is pretty unusual in its subject matter. No word from Reaper on the prices for these yet. And this is a fairly bog standard male thief. All these are sculpted by Werner Klock. And number 8 is Regiment Games. Veteran sculptor Bob Ollie has sculpted 8 new Drangtak alien space troopers. These are 2 of the 4 new light troopers. And here are 2 of the 4 new heavy troopers. They cost $3.95 US per figure. Crocodile Games are at 7. This is the Ice Witch of Hyperborea, sculpted by Chris Fitzpatrick. Sadly, it's a limited edition version of the previously available Ice Witch. You can only get it if you buy a $60 package deal for the Wendigo raiding party. Alpha Forge Games are at number 6. This is the first of 2 new miniatures from Alpha Forge. It's a Hydrician Master Technician with drone. Secondly, we have the Hydrician Master Engineer, who comes with a mortar. Both of these are nice sculpts which really add to Alpha Forge's interesting alien range. Colonel Marble's favourites, Black Scorpion miniatures, can only make it to number 5 this week. Here are 3 of the 5 new girls from the first pack of Wild West gals from Black Scorpion, and well up to their usual high standard, I think. And here are 3 more from the second pack. The price in the UK is £7.50, that's for a pack of 5. Pretty damn good value, I think, as well as being really nice sculpts. Looking just outside the top 3, it's Rackham. These are some of the new French releases for August. First up, it's Saffron the Purifier. I really like this one, a dude in a big hat with a big gun. You can't go wrong, really, except for the price, which is €12. Next up is Shanery, an elf sentinel, selling for €9. And this is one of the 3 new elf archers, all of which are excellent, I must say. Dynamic poses and lovely sculpts. At 3, it's the always sensational Heresy Miniatures. And as you can see here, these are wonderful ghouls, sculpted by Paul Muller for Heresy. As I understand it, you get a pack of 3 for £5 British, which is a pretty good deal if you ask me. Nice poses and a great paint job on them as well, actually. Weird Miniatures grab the number 2 spot this week. This is a war maiden called Misaki, a superb sculpt from Weird, and one that I hope to add to my collection sometime in the future. Next up is a steampunk necromancer by the name of Leviticus. Again, bucket loads of character on this figure. Finally, Seamus the Mad Hatter is another wonderful sculpt from Weird. I'll be getting this one too. Fans of a Chinese ghost story will be pleased to see that John Jenkins Designs have got the number 1 spot this week. I just love these miniatures. I guess it's probably because I'm a big fan of Zoo Warriors from Magic Mountain. If you've not seen that film, rush out and get a copy. The 1983 version, I should add. Anyway, these figures are additions to John Jenkins Designs' Terracotta Warrior Zombie range, and a set of 4 of these figures, 2 hopping and 2 immobilized, will set you back $8 US. Finally, this is a Chinese mummy in jade burial suit. Well, there was a heck of a lot of competition for number 1 spot this week. Some great miniatures out there, but for sheer originality and verve, these guys have got to be winners. Time for me to wrap up now. Thanks again for listening. I've had to do this week's show in a real hurry, and I've got a cold at the moment, which you may have noticed, so I hope that didn't affect your listening pleasure. I'll see you again next week.